remember about the end of the war, hearing it was over, and we live in Elm Avenue, and we had a party. Victory party.
Oh, well, we used to go dancing, and we'd come out in the street at the middle of the night. You was just dancing in the street and shouting to everybody and having cups of tea and water. If they got a bottle of lemonade, you was rich. Yeah, it's all in the street playing. Oh, it's over, it's over, it's over. They'll all be coming home, but in your mind, you thought everybody would be coming home at once, but of course it doesn't work that way, does it? They come home gradually.
Unfortunately, I haven't got any photographs of the street party, but we had a lovely street party right up Bentley Street.
By the time we got to Scampton in May, the war was nearly finished. And we said, well, you know, there's still trips to go. There was still the Burgess Garden one. You know, we could do that because none of us had flown in daylight on operations. We'd always been at night. And they said, no, you've got to go on leave, 7 days leave. This is the system now. So we went on 7 days leave, and I got a telegram after about 3 days extending my leave by 48 hours because it was VE day at all. So we never did any operations at Scampton.
The day I ended my service, it was just before Christmas in '46. That's when I finally got home, got leave. I came home with a wife from Estonia.
It seemed such a small place when you come back. I don't know why, everything seemed crowded in on you. And
the first thing happened, we went onto the continent, and we went to a drome near Brussels to bring back ex-prisoners of war, chappies, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, and everything at all. And we got about 24 into the Lancaster. There was only, pilot, engineer, nav, wireless operator, and either the bomb aimer or one of the gunners on the crew. So there's plenty of room. And when we came back, we only did about 2,000 feet. We had to fly, and we had to come into the cliffs of Dover, wide cliffs of Dover, so the chaps would know they're back.
The Japanese had signed the surrender, and I ended up working with the naval intelligence in Japan, at Yokohama and Kyoto. And our job was to oversee the disbanding of the Japanese Navy. And I was there for about 4 months.
I went back to the taxiing service and just for a few months, and then I got a job as a photographer, on the seaside photographer, and working in the darkroom, and eventually managed that position at Wonderland Cleethorpes, where in the summer I did the managing of the photographic department, and in the winter I helped out in the fitting shop.
Yeah, it wasn't much difference really, you know. The street's the same, everything's about the same, you know. I know I can't explain a lot to you about it, but really I didn't notice much difference really, you know.
Comradeship, whether it's Army, Navy or Air Force, comradeship was there wherever you went, you know. You all had a job to do and you stuck together to do it. And thankfully, as I said in my story, I'm thankful that I survived the D-Day landings, as atrocious as they were, to be able to repeat my story to the younger generation today. Like I go to schools and talk to them, and they're amazed that they never knew what went on, you know.
Yes, there is. In the tank I used to sit beside the gearbox, and there was a smell that used to come out of that of hot oil, which I sometimes smell today, and it takes me right back.
To think that we took part, or I, and a lot of us took part, in the greatest amphibious landing in history. And it was a culmination of the end of the war. Because without the D-Day landings, the war could have gone on for quite some time. And my thoughts have always been that I was thankful to be part of that landing that brought the war about to finish and to end the tyranny that they had gone through in Europe, in France and Belgium, you know, under Hitler. And they went through some things, believe me. I wouldn't have liked to live under it.
I'd got a friend, Tom Moore, who was killed on the 16th of December 1943. He's buried in Berlin. And I'd always said to my wife, Valerie, I must go to Berlin to see Tom's grave, and, you know, before I go, and that was it. And around, we kept saying about this, and then this year, earlier this year, she said, we are going to Berlin. So I said, so we went to Berlin anyway to see him, and we went to the cemetery in Berlin. Oh, it's beautiful to see. I've got a lot of photographs of it, and we found his grave, and we paid our respects to him, you know, as well. It was sad, but it was nice to know. It was sad because when you look there, what 1943 he was killed there. That's 67 years. And I've had 67 years, courting the girl I love, married, have children, grandchildren, and I've got a couple of great-grandchildren as well. So I've been very fortunate in that. And when you think he's been lying there since that time, that it's just soul-destroying sometimes.